Okay, class, I'm about to show you how to access My Math Lab with the 17-day free code. So this is the first thing you would need to do is get on the internet and then go up here and type in PearsonMyLab.com. Now I'm going to leave this up here for a hot second so you can still see it. It's PearsonMyLab.com. Again, PearsonMyLab.com. And then you will press enter. Now it takes you here. Now, since this will be your first time signing up for My Math Lab, you will go down here to register where it says student, and you will click on student. Now this comes up. It says enter your course ID. Now to find your course ID, I'm going to take one of my actual syllabus, which is this here. That'll be a little easier, I guess, if I put it here. Okay, on the front of the syllabus, if you see here where it says My Math Lab, it has the code right next to the box that says My Math Lab. So what you could do is you could type it in yourself, or I can highlight it. Well, matter of fact, I'll type it in. Okay, so now this is, let me move this out the way. We would type in Gibson, lowercase, and then we'll type in 38028. And then we'll click on continue. Now this next screen will come up. You will click on create. Okay, now when you create, you must use an email address. Okay, now I'm going to use an email address that, you know, I'll just throw in anything. Matter of fact, I'll use my JCC email address. Oh, you know what? I can't use that. Well, what I'll do is I'll use my Gmail address, which is basically the same. Okay, so you put in your email address. I would strongly suggest that you use your JCC email, because or whatever email that you use that you know that you will look at, because when the instructor puts you into this course, whenever they send out mass emails to the class, the email is going to go through whatever you put in here. Now your username, I would strongly suggest that you use the same username that you use for either the email that you constantly check or your JCC email. I just wouldn't put the @ part here. I'll put everything except for the @ part. Now, there's one problem. Because I've registered for My Math Lab before, it says that that username is used, but I just put @ there, and then this would take care of that. But since you never have signed into it, you should be fine. Now your password. Now you look here at your password. It says enter a password that is at least 8 characters long, contains at least one letter, contains at least one number. So you could do 7 letters and 1 number, you could do 7 numbers and 1 letter, or you could do a combination of them. And then it said does not include your name or username, and does not include unsupported characters. Now this is what I would do here, and you typically have to use 1 capital letter as well. So what I would do is this. Since I'm just going to make up a password, I would just say let's say I want to do January, and I capitalize my J. I put January, and this is 2013. I put 13. And then you have to retype it in, and I put January 13. Now your first name, I would put in whatever your first name is. I would just put in my first name and my last name. And then they ask me here for a security question. Now it says, what is your father's middle name? What is your mother's year of birth? What town was I born in? Now I pick what is my mother's year of birth, and I make it this year, 2013. Okay, now this privacy thing here, you can read through it at your leisure, but you have to click on I accept. And then after you click on I accept, you click on create account. Now this screen comes up. Now if you bought your access code from the bookstore, You could click on the access code and it will take you where you would put in your access code. You have to put in caps lock so you could put in your access code. But if you don't have the access code, this is where we would get the temporary access password, which is here. You'll click here and then you will click yes. And then now it gives you temporary access. Now you could click on go to your course and then you click here. This is the name of the course here. Now this is how you would access the class. Now remember, when you put in that My Math Lab access code, remember you must put in your code. Do not put in the code that I put in earlier unless you're presently in that class, because that would not register you for the class that you are in. Now, we're going to click on this class here. Now we come here and you see where it says homework. Now you click on homework and then you can start your homework assignment. Like say it was section 1, 2. You click on 1, 2. Then you click on question 1. Now, question 1 comes up, and it says here, determine the place value of the digit 5 in the whole number. We have 250. Okay, 5 is in the tens place. You click on the tens place, and you click check answer. Okay, now if you notice, you press OK. It said fantastic. It puts a little check mark here. That means it has been graded, and it is saved. Now you could click on the next number, or you could click this arrow here to take you to the next number, or if you wanted to go to the last one, you would click this arrow here. So we'll click on number 2, and it says determine the place value of the digit 7 in the whole number, 5,730. Now we know that this 7 is in the hundreds place, but we're going to mark this wrong so you can see what to do when you get a wrong answer. You click on tens and click check answer. It'll tell you it's wrong, and it will tell you some details that will help you with the problem. You will click done. Now you need to pick the different answer. Let's say we pick the wrong answer again. Let's pick the ones place. Okay, now you see final check. Okay, you click on final check. It will give you the answer and it'll tell you that it's wrong. You'll click done. Now a red X comes over this, which means that it's wrong. Okay, now you get an unlimited amount of tries in my class for the homework until the deadline. So what you would do is you would click on similar exercise and it will give you a similar problem. It says determine the place value of the digit 3 and 5,043. 3 is in the ones place. You click on ones, click check answer, and you press OK. Now that red X becomes a green check mark, which means you got it correct. Now we go to number 3. Now we're going to assume that you don't understand, how to do this problem at all. You have a couple key things over here. Now the Ask My Instructor feature, that should be the feature you click at last resort. It will send me an email with the question. But again, it's a lot of you in the class, and if everybody click on this without trying other avenues first, my email would be flooded with about 100 or 200 emails. So I want you to try this first. The first thing I want you to try is view an example. Now when you view an example, they're going to give you an example that you could go through. You could keep continuing, and it would tell you step by step how to do a problem similar to it. Okay, and once you're done getting all your information, you can press close and then do your answer. Okay, now the next thing, you will go to the textbook. The textbook feature will take you to the actual place in the textbook where this type of problem is, and you can read through and it would explain to you how to do it. Okay, now the next thing, the last thing you would click on before you would go to Ask My Instructor is Help Me Solve This. Now with Help Me Solve This, it will go through the actual problem that you have, and then it will have you, it says the place value of the digit in the thousands column is thousands. What digit would be placed in the thousands column? Now if you notice here in your thousands column, it'll be a 0, and it's check answer, it'll say fantastic, and then it'll go to the 10,000s, which is 5, check answer, fantastic. Now it goes to the 8, you'll press 8, check the answer, and then you would just keep on doing what it asks you to do. And then after it does all of that, it's going to ask you the same question here. Where's the digit 5 at? You know it's in the 10,000s place. You'll click here and check answer. Now it says well done. Now we X this out. Now if you notice here, it put an X over the 3 here, right? Now what it did, it went to another problem similar to it. Now it tells us the digit 5 again, but this time the digit 5 is in the 10 millions place. And then you'll click on check answer, and now you have the answer correct. It went from an X to a green check mark. Okay, now we can go back to the homework, the site you came to. You press the back arrow, click leave this page, and it goes back here. Now what it tells you here is, it tells me I don't have a score. Hold on, let me take a look at that. Okay, when I hit the back arrow key, it went back to what it was originally. But then when I went back to the homework assignment, it gave me what I have. I got 3 right out of 20, which gave me a 15%. So this would show you where you're at. Now there is one other feature that I didn't show on the homework. And this feature here down here is save. If you save, say you go here and click on 1,000. Wait a minute, the 4 is in the ones place. Say you click on ones and then you click save. It says here, you will not receive any credit for this attempt until you have checked your answer. Are you sure you want to continue without checking your answer? So listen, I'm going to click no. So listen, saving your answer does not give you any credit. It's when you check the answer that gives you the credit. So I click check answer and press OK, and now I got the credit. When you check the answer and get it correct, it will automatically save it. And it also tells you your score out of the homework. You got 20%. You got 4 of the 20 points. Okay, now there's one other thing I want to show you about the My Math Lab, just in case you were not there initially. You will come back to this home page here. If you don't see this page when you first sign in, you will click on MML Home, and then it will show this page. Okay, now we're going to click on the multimedia library. Now in this library here, you have a couple things you could select. You could select the textbook, animation, PowerPoint, chapter test prep videos, and section video lectures. Now what we're going to do, let's say we go to chapter 1, and then we want section 1.2. But let's just say you want to look at the textbook. You will click on Find Now, and then you'll click on this section here. Now, it may take a little time coming up. You may have to click here, and it will show you the textbook. And you could go to the next pages, or you could go back some pages. Okay, next, let's say you wanted to look at the section videos. You'll click on Section Videos, click Find Now. Now, I will always suggest that you click the first one, not all the rest of them. So you will be able to see the full video. Now, right here is loading. It takes a little time to load. So what I'm going to tell you is this here. If you try it out, you could play around with it because it's going to take a little too long to load. Okay, now I want to go to the signing in. Like, say you already registered, you went in My Math Lab, you signed out, got out of it, and then now you want to come and sign in. So you will come to pearsonmylab.com and then click on sign in. Then you'll go to your username. Now I use Gibson Jerome D, and then I use @ whatever you use your username is, you put that in. And then your password, I put January 13, and then I click sign in. Okay, now this comes up. I click on my class, and remember you only have 17 days free, and then you have to use your pay or use the access code. Okay, click on here, and then you see this screen comes up. If this screen does not come up, again, press My Math Lab Home. Okay, now it's showing here that so far I got 20% of my 1.2 done, and it tells me my due dates for the assignments. And I could click directly on the assignment and start working on it. And that is basically it. If you need more extensive help, come to class and I will definitely show you how to do it. Thank you.